Hey YouTube, thanks for joining us for another episode of Bitcoin Bytes on Jack of All Trades. I'm your host David, and I wanted to touch on my last video when I was calling for Bitcoin to go to 40,000. I think that was on the 15th, and touch on why it didn't, and how at the end of the video, if you saw that video, I was in a trade, and towards the end of the video, I was like, Bitcoin looks like it's turning around, and I want to show how I got out of that trade, still in profit, and give you an update on basically what I think is going to happen now, and whether or not you should be trading this, and if you decide you will, how you should be trading this. So we're going to go into this view right here. So it's changed a little bit since the last time we were on, but we were talking on the 15th, and it was just a close of the daily, and I was expecting Bitcoin to open here and start breaking through resistance and going to all-time highs, and it just kind of sold off. And I want to come to this chart here and kind of explain where I was in that position at that time. So the 15th. Okay, so right here. So I played that bounce. If you want to know how I got to that position, please watch that first video, Bitcoin to 40,000. But anyway, I played this bounce up to this point, and towards the end of the video, I referenced this declining volume, and I said, you know what, maybe I should be getting out of this position. So I watched for this following candle, and it looked like it was pulling back. It's almost a shooting star. And so I got in my position, and Bitcoin went up a bit. I kind of questioned my decision and just kind of dumped. And it's been dumping for the last few days, as we can see here. And so we didn't get that breakout. We didn't even get an attempt. We just got a breakdown, and we got a spinning top. Kind of a still. So basically, for the last 3 days, we have candles that look very undecided. And especially today, this looks like a perfect doji right now. And so what I want to show is I think there's an alternative pattern coming out here, because there's a lot of TAs on Instagram that's got this pennant going, and it looks especially good on the 4 hour, and we're expecting to kind of break out today or tomorrow. But I think there's an alternative scenario that's happening, which is that we break down, retest this 32,000 area, support area, and we actually create a descending wedge. And we'll probably break down sometime towards the end of the month, early February, or actually come to an inflection point end of the month where we could even break down, depending on what the news is and how the price action happens. But I'm 60-40 confident that actually we might break down tomorrow instead of breaking out and retesting 32. That's what the chart's telling me. The fundamentals actually tell me something else, but that's what the chart is telling me right now. And I just want to pull up how I'm playing this. I actually don't. This is actually very dangerous to be playing, because the price action is quite small, and Bitcoin is quite confused. But if you are going to play this, actually just played it earlier. If you look and see here, I took a short position at 36,400, and what I was seeing on the chart was where's this on the 5-minute chart? Yeah. So I saw this pattern happening here. It was rejection, and I bought in right there, and I played this short. So 36.5 all the way to 35.8, I believe. So 36.400 actually I shorted, and I got out at 35.900. And so I played that little move there, but it's getting really hard. That was only like a 2% move. What I'm actually waiting for right now is Bitcoin to come back up and test this, what was previous support at 36,800, and see if I can close the short around here, 35,000. But it looks like Bitcoin's coming back down now, so I'm not even sure if that's going to play out. But I got to watch this closely. The problem is what I'm looking at. This is the 5-minute chart. Is I've discovered a divergence. So you see on the RSI, it's especially pronounced if you look at it here full screen. The RSI is now diverging. It's making a higher low, while the price action is making a lower low. So that's generally an indication that a reversal is quite possibly taking place. And so what I want to do now is just extend that. And so what I'm going to look for now is to see if the RSI breaks this, what I consider now support. We're going straight down more. If it doesn't, it bounces, then I think we're turning around. So the 5 minutes not really a good time frame to trade, but it is a good indicator to look for what's happening on the larger time frame. And I think this is a nice turnaround area. We're in neutral on the 1 hour. And yeah, between resistance and support levels. So we might do a quick turnaround, retest this area, which was 36,800. Yeah, that's where I might have my short sells coming. And I think we're going to come play down for, whoops. And what I'm looking for is to take a short here and maybe get a 2.5, capture a 2.5, possibly a 3-4% move down. Because I still do expect Bitcoin to be testing this support level here at 35,100-ish, which is actually, if I zoom out, the bottom of the pennant. So that's where I would end my short, because like I said, a lot of TAs, a lot of really good, well-respected TAs are calling for a breakout. But I do expect the breakout to happen maybe after we hit this support level. And the reason I would get out of the short here is because of that. It might turn around and do a breakout. Let's see if I can go on this chart here. Yeah, so we'd be retesting this support right here. And I would be waiting for tomorrow's close to see what else could happen. It's very possible that we're going to break down tonight, actually, I think. Could be on a lot of concerns with the Biden's inauguration tomorrow. Which is why I said earlier it's confusing to me, because the charts to me look a little bearish. I mean, we have continued declining volume. We're moving sideways. I would say the bias is to the sell side, and yet when you look at the fundamentals, it's quite bullish. Grayscale just bought another, I think it was 16,000 Bitcoin. They just took another 16,000 Bitcoin off the market in the last 24 hours. All the funds are waiting to get in. Biden says he's going to print another $1.9 trillion, devaluing the U.S. currency even more. I mean, this is all bullish signs for Bitcoin. So on the fundamental side, I'm very bullish, but for some reason, the charts just look very weak to me. So that's my guess. I don't have a lot for you today, but so that's how I would be trading Bitcoin. I mean, you're only going to be able to capture if you're really good, 3% moves. And I would put some really tight stops, because I think it's going to be trading within this range. It's going to be range bound between this 6% range for quite a while. So you got 3% up, maybe 2-3% down. So moving towards the end of the week. So play with tight stops, and that's it. And I'm very, very curious tomorrow to see if this pattern plays out. I would actually be extremely bullish if Bitcoin played out this descending wedge pattern, because longer consolidation, the higher the rally we're going to get, the more powerful the rally we're going to get next time. And the 50-day average is having time to catch up as well. So this would be my favorite play right now if we broke out here, if we broke out towards the end of the month. All right. Yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for joining, and see you in the next update.